So, Naomi, thank you for joining us on People Alive 90.5 this afternoon. Can I start with what was your motivation for starting Red Balloon, and how did you go about turning this great idea into a reality?
Look, actually, the reason I started the business all those years ago was not so much because I wanted to change the world, but because I wanted to change my life. I was working in corporates, racing around, and I had small children, and it just wasn't working for me. So I thought I could start a business and play with my kids in the day and work at night, and clearly that hasn't worked. It wasn't until a long time later, probably about 12 or 18 months, that I started reading, or I had been reading our customer feedback, and I got a really big insight into the impact we were having on customers, and that ended up really creating our purpose of why we do what we do. Because people love sharing good times together, and when you hear the wonderful stories, you think, "Oh my goodness, I want to do more of this. This is a good thing."
Wonderful. And Red Balloon has obviously grown into such a tremendously successful business. What would you say are the two or three critical elements for people when they're building the foundation for a truly successful business?
It's funny that you ask that, because usually people say we just want the one answer. That we can just get done. And when I say hard work, people are very uninterested in that.
That's right. What's
Look,
the easy answer?
exactly. Some people say it's a clear sense of purpose and knowing what you're going to do. But the first thing is to understand your market and your market size, because you can be truly passionate about something, but there might not be a big market size, or then it might not be scalable. So does the business operate without the unique set of skills of an individual? So is it truly scalable, and is there a large market for it? And that's the first piece of work to do. You might see the problem. You might want to solve that problem. You might be really passionate about that. But if there's only 4 other people on the planet who are interested in solving that problem, it might not be a business. So first of all is looking at the market size, the scalability, that is the repeatable things that you can do to grow it that don't require a unique set of skills. And then obviously it's really making sure you are speaking of what problem are you solving. And it's absolutely okay to keep a business small. Small business is the backbone of Australia, but it's not only that, serving our communities with local people who know the community is unbelievably valuable. But knowing that is important. And there's a wonderful book called Small Giants, which talks to small businesses serving communities and how important it is. So not every business wants to grow, not every business wants to be entrepreneurial and take on the globe, but making a conscious choice about that is really important.
Wonderful. And that's some great advice, especially for small business, to really focus on that. Customer experience is obviously very important. We always talk about customer experience. I mean, Red Balloon is all about experiences. So in terms of creating the ultimate customer experience, what advice would you have for small businesses to probably, whilst remaining small, still give that ultimate experience for their customers?
Look, let me think about it. Let's flip it. It completely depends on the industry you're in and the dynamics that you have with your customers and the role that you play in their lives. So, I see everybody saying, "Oh, I need to have a Facebook page or start tweeting or whatever." That might not be the level of intimacy that your customers want to have with you. And so understanding what level of engagement your customer wants to have is the first part of customer experience. Some people just want to transact, and the best way you can serve them is to be quick, efficient, and effective. Other people want to have a relationship with you. They want to feel that they're a part of you, and that they're your advisor, and that they're literally helping you grow. So first of all is understanding the role you play in somebody's life, and then designing your customer experience program about that and having a framework for that. We found at Red Balloon that we have a very, we get to be in people's very intimate experiences, meaning that it may well be somebody proposing to their girlfriend, or it may be a 21st birthday or a 50th. And these are very intimate celebrations. So we find that we can have a very deep connection with some of our customers, and others literally just want to buy a voucher at the website in 2 seconds because, you know, they're last minute Larry and it's Christmas morning and I quickly better get something, and that's how they want to transact. So the first thing is to understand how that customer wants to transact with you.
Brilliant, brilliant. So very good advice. Can I ask you about just briefly about the team aspect of Red Balloon? Because I know I think the statistics are that you were the top 50 BRW best places to work for the last 5 years. What are, you know, one or two tips you could just share with us on building a great team from within?
And how long did you say this interview was? You know, are we going to be here for? Yeah.
The short answer, if there is one.
I know, it's funny because most small business people, if you talk to them, they say, "Look, this business would be so fantastic if I didn't have customers and I didn't have people I had to manage. We all get along just so well."
The ideal business.
Yeah, the ideal business. But it is often people's Achilles heel, and there's a certain amount of fear around that. And I think the most important thing that I did and identified as a leader was this was a skill set that I did not have. So, you know, I'm pretty good on the vision. I know what our values are. I can keep people aligned to the plan, but the technical skills of HR, such as health and safety, job descriptions, career performance, career planning, all of these things, they're technical skills. And so I think, you know, anybody says to me, "Oh, you know, I've got to recruit somebody." Let me tell you, I am the worst recruiter on the planet because I did all the talking, forgot to ask some questions. I'd say, "You should come and work here. It's so fantastic. We're having such a great time." So, you know, I think the first thing to look at your employee framework is, one, do they connect with the purpose of the business? Do they feel like they're a part of something bigger than themselves? Do they come to work and know what they're there to do? Did somebody notice? Do they get recognised? And do they go home feeling like a winner? But there is a technical application to HR of which I think many people underestimate the great value of that. You cannot grow unless you've got all of these things in place. And it's a serious profession that needs to be given the appropriate authority.
Wonderful. Well, in the last few minutes, we've talked about a lot of elements of business, from the customer to obviously the inner team and also the passion for creating a business. But I'm sure there's more that you have to talk about because you're joining us, of course, next Wednesday for the Small Business Summit for Greater Western Sydney on Wednesday, the 8th of October. What other insights do you have planned for people to hear about when they attend the summit next week?
Well, actually, I'm not going to tell you, am I? Because otherwise they won't come to the summit.
You haven't said it. I'm sure there's more story there.
There's plenty there. But, you know, I am planning on sharing some things I don't usually talk about. And that's why people come to a summit. You know, they want to get what they can't read in the block, what they can't read in a book. They want to be able to connect and ask questions. So, I'm not going to actually say anymore. I'd like to see them come and ask the questions themselves. And I'm really happy to share about what I've learned on my journey. Very happy to do so.
Brilliant. So obviously, yeah. So we've got to turn up at the summit next Wednesday to find out more, and obviously be able to ask you some direct questions, and also those secrets that you won't tell me now will be revealed next Wednesday.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us on People on Alive 90.5, and I very much look forward to meeting you in person at the Small Business Summit for Greater Western Sydney next Wednesday. Thanks, Naomi.
I look forward to meeting you too.